Kid is the 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 kid. Double H, half or trying to live, trying to exist, trying to stay alive. Guys, we're here again. We've got the eel, the meal here. This is the AHH Q&A. So obviously in the double H Q&A, it's very simple. How do you get your questions sent in? You head to the website halfoffootballhot.com. You scroll down. And then you pretty much just put into the contact us, put in your name, your email, and whatever your question or your message is. Guys, we have a malt. And we have Star Beer. This is the greatest beer of all time. So without further ado, let us right into this, actually. So, let's get into the questions, shall we? First question. Okay, let's ride through there. Wow, there are a lot of questions. So, first question, let us ride. We do. Have a little, just a little bite, just a little bite. Yeah. Yeah. So, this is from Nash Tariq Hood. Hello, Half Hope. I have 3 important questions to ask you. 1, in my opinion, the best 2 wingers of all time are Luis Figo and Robert Pires. In my opinion, the 2 best of all time are okay. 2, what is the name of the intro song that is always playing in your videos? The Nigerian beat one. 3, don't you think the best solution for Arsenal is to get rid of everyone in the board? Sack Wenger and all the people in managing staff and get rid of all the crappy players and bring in brilliant players. A board that is willing to spend a lot of money on players for every position and a managing staff with a completely different football philosophy. So the answer to the first question, I'm not sure about Robert Pires. I'd argue that it's Luis Figo and Ryan Giggs as perhaps the 2 best wingers that I've ever seen. Pires was very good, but I wouldn't call him the greatest of all time. 2, it's an intro song that I made, because I make beats, in my spare time. Just one of the many beats that I made. So that is something from Double H's lab. Yes, sack everybody, start from ground zero, but that's not going to happen. But again, I do agree that the best solution for Arsenal is to reset everything, change the whole philosophy, and actually try and be able to at least try to mimic what other guys are doing. Try and mimic the moves of these other dudes. So, James Lombardo, what do you think would have happened if City had accepted Arsenal's offer of Sterling and £30 million for Sanchez back in August? What happened if do you think the Sanchez would have had the season Sterling is having and have scored all the latest goals to give City the 12 points lead they have? Similarly, do you think Arsenal would be having a better season with Sterling in the team giving 100% instead of Sanchez at 70%? Also, do you think Mkhitaryan for Sanchez is better than Sterling for Sanchez? No, that's a really good question. I don't feel that, even if I think Sanchez is the better player, I think this was just Sterling's time. Sanchez wouldn't have had as good a season as Sterling, and he wouldn't have been as productive. Therefore, City would not have been as prolific as they've been this season. So yeah, I definitely think City made the right move, not taking Sterling away. Mkhitaryan, no, and if Arsenal had gotten Sterling, I think that they've done better, but not well enough to be competing for a title. But they've definitely done better based on what Sterling would have done for them. But I don't think Sterling would have had as good a season for Arsenal as he would have had for City, though. And Sterling for Sanchez would have been better than the Mkhitaryan, based on just how well Sterling has been doing. And Mkhitaryan, you just don't know. But I think Sterling for Sanchez would have been a better deal. Rafi, hello HH, I've been a fan of your channel since 2014. Keep up the good work. Thank you. My question is, with Barcelona pretty much winning the La Liga at this point, if Messi leads Barcelona to another Champions League glory, and then over the summer, let's say he performs at the World Cup and leads and returns to a World Cup glory, since anything is possible in football, especially when you're talented as Messi. Anyway, if those two things happen, then would you put Messi as your horseman? And if so, what number would you put him at? If Messi does all those things 100% without a shadow of a doubt, he'd be a horseman. And then we can then have a conversation about him and Maradona. As of right now, we can't have a conversation between him, Maradona, Ronaldo, or Zidane or Pele. But if we do 1000%, we can put him in there, and then we can definitely say there is an argument as to whether Messi is the greatest player of all time. But he needs that World Cup. He doesn't really need the Champions League. But if he was to get the Champions League and the World Cup, then we have to put him down as one of the greatest of all time, 100%. All right. Max Akundov. What's up, HH? With the reports that Real are making an offer for David De Gea in the summer, do you think Keylor Navas will be Real Madrid's starting keeper next year? Personally, I hope so. I still think he will. I don't think United will sell De Gea. I think they're going to try and keep De Gea. And the reason why they're getting players like Sanchez and so forth is for an argument to try and keep De Gea. So yeah, I don't think they'll keep De Gea. So Navas will still be the starting keeper next year. Nash Tariq, 2 more questions. 1. What era of football do you think was the best, whereby all fans saw the best quality football across all major competitions and leagues? I think 97 to 2007 was the best. I would say that the 90s. The 90s and the early 2000s. Mid-90s to... So I'll say from 95 to like 2005, 2006. 2. What do you think was the best individual performance in a tournament? I say Diego Forlan 2010 and Baggio 94. For me, I would definitely say top 3, Zidane 06, Baggio 94, Forlan 2010. I would say those are definitely the top 3. Baggio was incredible. Forlan was amazing in 2010, but Baggio was pretty incredible in 94. Despite the penalty miss, he was pretty incredible for what he did. Nash Tariq again. How dare you say Ruud van Nistelrooy isn't one of the best? He's one of the best of all time at club level. No, he isn't. He's alright, but he's not one of the best of all time. Okay, again, Nash Tariq. Sorry for asking too many questions, but I just like your content so much. Don't you think Lavezzi was the best player on the Argentinian team in the semi-final and final of the World Cup in 2014? I think I remember saying this even after when I did the review of the World Cup, that one of the biggest mistakes that they made was subbing off Lavezzi. Lavezzi was the most dangerous player on that pitch in the first half. In the final. In that final, he was causing Germany a lot of problems. And it made no sense that he got subbed off. No sense whatsoever. Yared, what do you make of Kelechi Iheanacho and the decline he has endured in his development? Oh Lord. 18 months ago, he was playing for City in the Champions League semi-finals at the Bernabeu. But he's been wasted on the bench at a club with 4 other strikers fighting for Vardy's position. Also, do you blame Guardiola for letting him go and not giving him an extra season to develop under him? Or Craig Shakespeare and now Puel for not investing enough faith in him? Finally, do you think he needs to leave Leicester now before the World Cup, and where should he go? I've said this before. I believe that Iheanacho, he went to the wrong club. This was not the right club for him. He needed to move to a different kind of club, a club that was better suited for him, which wasn't Leicester. I think he should have gone to, I think Hoffenheim was in the cards. So go to Hoffenheim, Germany. I think that would have been a better suit for him. Because I just do not think Leicester's football and the players around him and their system fits what I feel Iheanacho is. So it's not really Shakespeare or Puel to blame. He just made the wrong move. Moving to Leicester, and I think it's too late now, but the January window has already gone. He's scoring in the FA Cup, so he just has to try and keep on scoring, just trying and doing his best to at least limit the damage so far. Daniel Achete, hello HH, I have 2 questions. 1, what's your opinion on Dimitar Berbatov? I feel like he's overly dismissed as lazy, whereas I feel like he was effective without having to overly exert himself and had great technique. No, Berbatov was technically amazing. He was never lazy because he was like, it reminded me of like a Ray Kelme, or even like a Kano, where they just played football differently and they play within their own mind space. So Berbatov was technically very, very good. Just a different kind of player. 2, what would you do to solve the Bundesliga? The German teams did poorly in European Cups this year, except Bayern, and are losing a lot of players to other European leagues. Some argue that Bayern is leeching off other Bundesliga teams, but it seems Bayern is the only way that Bundesliga players will actually stay in the Bundesliga. I feel that, it's a case of money has been invested into these teams. They may need a few takeovers, but it's the reality of the game. People want to win trophies now. People want to move to the biggest clubs. And you're looking at Aubameyang now, where Dortmund were a side who finished second last season, but Aubameyang has already said, bam, boom, I'm left, I'm gone. And you look at Leverkusen, a lot of those big clubs are going to come and push them away. So I think it's the culture and the mentality of the game, which means that a lot of players want to play in the Premier League or for Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, or PSG. So they're just a victim of the culture of the game. Damn, man, there's a lot of questions. Dylan Hall. Hi HH, who do you think are the biggest posers in football? Someone who is very bad but plays for a great team. For example, Matty Damian for United or Rafinha for Bayern. Ibrahimovic for Man United. Ibrahimovic is the biggest poser, and he does not back up what he says. So I'd say Ibra for sure. Maybe Lukaku, Benzema. Based on what Benzema does on his Instagram, that guy shouldn't be posing like that on his Instagram. Daniel Schaffer. For your next Q&A, thoughts on the Aymeric Laporta transfer to City? Thanks, big fan. A lot of cash, a lot of money, but I think for Pep, in my view, I feel like if he's picked technical defenders, because he always picks defenders that are very technical, that are good on the ball. So I think for him like that, based coming from the content, so he's got that kind of Portuguese, Spanish kind of influence to his football, which is why he's brought him in. He's allowed Mangala to go. He wants technically gifted defenders who are good on the ball and can actually maintain his passing philosophy. Shadow Huddle. I'm interested in starting a YouTube channel that is based on analysis and facts. Any tips on what I would need and what type of editing materials I have to get? All this, I love this question. So, first off, you need really good editing software. I fully recommend you getting Premiere Pro. If you need a beginning tutorial for Premiere Pro or something, feel free to send me another email so I can give you some starter tips on Premiere Pro. So, but 100% get Adobe Premiere Pro. And what you really should try and do is just, look at some of the biggest matches and react to them. YouTube has a thing of where, some videos you put up may be moved down or may be taken as copyright from other companies. But you can easily get through there by either you doing the reviews yourself and using editing to make it very snappy and visual. Or you can use this thing that I use, which is called tacticscreator.co.uk, where it gives you tactical circles that you use to do formations. And you can then talk about, the different runs, the different moves being made. So yeah, get Premiere Pro, use Tactics Creator, and try and see whether you can use those videos that won't be copyrighted to download them and start editing them with the Premiere Pro software and be quick, snappy, and make them 2 to 3 minutes. Don't make them too long. Shadow Huddle. What are your thoughts on Ricardo Quaresma? Amazingly talented. I feel he's more talented than Cristiano, but he wasn't able to fully realize his talents. He's not a talented player yet. And also, do you think David Villa is an underrated striker? Was one of the best of his time? No, Villa for me was easily one of the best strikers of his generation. When you think of clutch, he was clutch. Maybe other players were a lot better, but as far as money time, big time, can he deliver? Villa was the guy. So he wasn't an average player, no way. All right. So you know what? This is the end of part one. End of part one. I'm going to roll into part two after. So this is the end of part one of the Q&A. Part two is rolling up very soon. I'll see you soon. Peace.